All right, so let's look at how we can do tracking and reporting of our promotions. Having promotions is not enough. You got to track and see which ones are profitable and driving change in your business. So here are some ways that you can track your promotions. For us, we use our Google Analytics campaign tracking tool to track campaigns. I think it's important if you haven't set up Google Analytics yet on your website, I would definitely go through, set up Google Analytics, and start tracking your campaigns. We use Google really to track everything that we do, and you can do that by using UTM variables. UTM variables see the users as they come to your site and attribute them to a campaign, a source, and a medium. So what that really means is that as traffic's coming to your site, you're using special links that tell Google where they're coming from, what type of content they saw that brought them over, and different information like that. So here's an example of a link, and you can see here that there's a link, and then see where this question mark is. After that, you'll be able to see that there's different sources, there's a medium, there's a content, and then there's a campaign. And so at the top is the actual link, and then below it, you can see that it's broken up between source, medium, content, and campaign. And so the source in this example was a Sue Today ad. The medium was display because it was a display ad on the website. The content was a 300 by 600 ad, and the campaign was this event specific campaign name. Now, we like to track our links. We have a spreadsheet that we track the links, and then in addition to Google, we're able to cross-reference some of that information as well. But if you wanted to get started with creating these links so that you can start tracking your campaigns, Google has a free tool, the URL builder, and I'll put the link in the course section so you can hop to it, but I have it open here and I'll just run you through how it works. So when you come here, it's just the campaign URL builder, and so you'd put your website URL. So this is where you want to send people to. So if you wanted to send them to a specific landing page, you would put that full URL here. And then you would create a link. Say we were running a Facebook ad and it was going to be a video ad. Well, we would want to have our source as Facebook. Then, in terms of campaign medium, this is the type of ad or type, the marketing medium. So it could be an email, it could be a banner picture, it could be like a CPC ad. For this example, we have launch video, or we just have video. And then the campaign name, we just called it launch here for this example. So once you fill that out, you can come down here and share the URL. So if you wanted to, you can click copy here. This is if you have a bit.ly account to shorten your links. You can shorten the link with bit.ly, but right now we'll just copy it. And then when you put that in the browser window, you can see here that now it has that. So anyone that clicks over to our website from this link will be able to track in Google Analytics and say that that came from Facebook, and the medium was a video, and the campaign was our launch campaign. So it's really easy to get started and tracking your campaigns that way. All right, so let's talk about vanity, aka friendly URLs. They're easily recognizable or memorable. And so you might want to use this if you are wanting to drive traffic from a source where you can't really have super long URLs like that. And so this would be applicable when you have an ad running that is not an ad, but a billboard or a newspaper ad, something like that, where you're going to show your domain, but then it can redirect to the true URL that has all the parameters in it. So you can set these up as redirects. So although the URL is pretty, it'll actually go to the landing page that's still going to track those parameters, those UTM parameters. And so that works really well with offline marketing for print, radio, TV, billboards. And so if you're doing offline marketing, then just think about still working in maybe some kind of redirect with a pretty URL and then redirecting it still with the parameters. And then you can do that with 301 redirects, as I mentioned. So you redirect to the destination URL with the campaign tracking attached to it. All right. So when it comes to social media tracking, if you're using a scheduler like Buffer or Sprout Social, Hootsuite, those schedulers typically have some kind of tracking for campaigns. You'll be able to pull reports and that kind of fun stuff. So if you just want to look like on a post level, you can do that. There's also different platforms like Wicked Reports where you can pull more reports based on your actual ad account if you're running paid traffic. But those are a couple places that you can look at the success. And then of course there's diving into the social media platforms themselves to look at the reporting there. All right, so another way to track your promotions is with call tracking. What call tracking is essentially you get a special phone number, and every time that phone number's called, it's able to track those incoming phone calls to see what your return on investment is. Oftentimes, if you have had a yellow page ad on their website, you've been able to see some form of tracking, or if you've ran Google Ads before where the calls was the objective of the campaign, you can get this special number that allows you to track it. There's some platforms too that allow you to record the phone calls, so you're able to see how those phone calls went. But call tracking, if you're looking for inbound phone calls, is definitely a great way to track your campaigns. And so we've come to the end of the promotional calendar course. I really hope that you enjoyed it. If you're still having a little bit of if you have questions about how to create the promotional calendar, or maybe you just want to spitfire some ideas, feel free to drop a line in the Facebook group. Or if you want, you can always submit a question through the Ask Me Anything Coffee Club. Awesome. Thanks.